Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you look at the vast, kind of intimidating mountain range of enterprise cybersecurity, there are plenty of peaks you can climb. But today, we're setting our sights on the absolute summit, the Check Point Certified Security Master, or CCSM. Let's unpack exactly what it takes to reach this elite tier of cybersecurity expertise together. Because whether you're an aspiring network defender or a seasoned firewall admin, this explainer is going to be your ultimate climbing guide.
All right, here's our route to the top today. First, decoding the CCSM. Second, going inside the master exam. Third, the path to mastery. Fourth, logistics and exam prep. And finally, number 5, the career and salary payoff.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, decoding the CCSM, reaching the Cybersecurity Summit.
So what's really interesting right off the bat is the specific language Check Point uses here. The CCSM is literally the highest level certification they offer. I mean, this isn't for folks just figuring out what a firewall is, right? This is designed exclusively for advanced security professionals. Notice the 4 main pillars: manage, troubleshoot, optimize, and secure. A CCSM pro doesn't just, keep the lights on. They act as the ultimate architect and protector of massive, super complex enterprise environments.
To really grasp the immense industry value of this skill set, just think about the environments these experts are trusted to protect. We are talking about massive cloud environments, sprawling data centers, complex enterprise networks, highly sensitive financial systems, classified government systems, and of course, the remote workforce infrastructure that literally keeps the modern world spinning. Having a CCSM proves you can handle advanced cyber threats on the biggest stages imaginable.
And here's a totally fascinating detail. While the CCSM is obviously a Check Point certification, not a Microsoft one, it perfectly complements the Microsoft ecosystem. CCSM professionals work seamlessly with Microsoft Azure, Windows Server Security, Active Directory, and hybrid cloud setups. So many top-tier companies use both Azure and Check Point together, making this certification an absolute game-changer for your enterprise defense capabilities.
Moving right along to Section 2, inside the master exam. It's time to map the technical terrain.
So here's the multi-million-dollar question, all right? What exactly are you tested on? What actually separates a master from a standard administrator? Well, get ready because the scope of this exam is absolutely massive.
Starting off, you've got advanced firewall management, where you're diving deep into complex policy and access control. Then you move into threat prevention, mastering the intrusion prevention system, anti-bot security, and advanced sandboxing. Next up is VPN security, where you'll be handling heavily encrypted site-to-site and remote access infrastructures. But then you hit advanced troubleshooting, and man, this is where it gets incredibly deep. You aren't just rebooting a machine here, you are performing kernel debugging, deep packet analysis, and advanced log investigation.
Building on all of that, you also have to master high availability and clustering. That means load balancing and failovers, so the network literally never goes down. You're also tested on deep security monitoring using Smart Console, advanced network security like routing and NAT, network address translation, and finally, enterprise security architecture. And this brilliantly illustrates the leap you're making. You're jumping from basic day-to-day administration into designing large-scale, multi-domain, highly secure infrastructures. You essentially have to prove you can architect the entire castle, not just guard the front gate.
All right, Section 3, the path to mastery, charting your route. Look, to reach the summit, you've got to conquer the base camps first. This progression timeline is your strict roadmap. First, you absolutely must master networking basics: TCP/IP, routing, switching, VLANs, the whole shebang. Next, you build on that with cyber fundamentals, really understanding firewalls, IDS, and threat intelligence. Only then do you officially enter the Check Point ecosystem with the CCSA, which is the administrator level. Next up, you climb to the CCSE, the expert level. And finally, after proving yourself at all those previous base camps, you challenge the CCSM, the master level. I honestly cannot stress this enough. Do not try to jump straight to the CCSM. It is an expert-level certification, and skipping steps will for sure just lead to failure.
Let's get into the practical side of things. Section 4, logistics and exam prep, the gear and logistics.
Okay, so here are your 5 actionable steps to make this climb a reality. Steps 1, 2, and 3 are your prerequisites, using foundational certs like Network Plus and Security Plus to build your way up to the CCSE. But step 4, that is where the real magic happens. Practice in labs. Hands-on practice is absolutely non-negotiably mandatory here. You need to be building firewall policies, setting up VPNs, and running packet captures in virtual labs, using environments like VMware or network emulators like GNS3. And finally, step 5. You pair that intense lab work with official Check Point study resources and lab manuals.
So, what's the actual toll for this climb? The exam itself typically ranges from $250 to $500 per attempt. Now, keep in mind, that's just the exam fee. Official training courses, which, by the way, include advanced labs and instructor-led training, will significantly add to that investment. It's a premium certification, so yeah, it requires a premium commitment.
When you finally sit down for the exam, which is officially conducted by Check Point, here's what you can expect. It's time-limited and features a mix of multiple-choice questions and highly practical, advanced troubleshooting scenarios. The passing score generally sits right around 70 to 80%, depending on the exact version you're taking. And the really great news? It's globally recognized, and in many regions you can actually take it as an online proctored exam. That makes it super accessible whether you're based in the US, the UAE, Europe, or the Asia-Pacific regions.
So the crucial point here is weighing the reality of this undertaking. Let's do a quick reality check on the massive advantages versus the undeniable challenges. On the advantages side, it's globally recognized, offers really strong career growth, unlocks high salary potential, and absolutely cements you as an enterprise security expert. But let's look at the challenges. The technical concepts are fiercely advanced. Rigorous hands-on practice is mandatory, the training can get expensive, and you literally must have previous Check Point experience. It's a heavy lift for sure, but the rewards are completely proportional.
Which brings us to the best part. Section 5, Career and Salary Payoff, the view from the top.
Once you're certified, your resume essentially gets fast-tracked to the top of the pile for some highly specialized roles. We are talking about becoming a senior security engineer focusing on firewall and network defense, an advanced SOC or security operations center analyst handling intense threat monitoring, or even an elite security architect designing secure infrastructure for massive multinational corporations. You become part of the elite group defending critical sectors like banking, healthcare, telecom, and government defense.
And let's talk about how that actually translates financially. Looking at approximate international salary ranges, an entry security engineer might pull in $50,000 to $80,000. But as you leverage that CCSM to step into a mid-level engineer role, now you're looking at $80,000 to $120,000. And for senior security architects, the floor is often $120,000 and just goes up from there. Professionals holding a CCSM command these premium rates because true advanced firewall and enterprise architecture expertise is incredibly specialized and, frankly, pretty rare.
So, is it still worth it as we look toward the future? The source material leaves us with this really validating thought. Cybersecurity demand is growing rapidly worldwide. With proper learning and hands-on labs, CCSM can become a powerful certification. Think about it. In a world that's increasingly defined by hybrid clouds, never trust, always verify, zero-trust security models, and relentless cyber threats, investing in this level of enterprise defense expertise is an incredibly smart career move.
So, we've mapped the terrain, we've looked at the gear, the timeline, the intense challenges, and that incredible view from the top. The enterprise cybersecurity peak is calling. The only question left is, do you have what it takes to start the climb today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on.
Thanks for watching.